Barley, many congratulations, 3 massive points.
Yeah, it was needed. It was just a good reaction, obviously, from disappointing display at Swansea. You know, we needed that sort of reaction, lift everyone up, and obviously not give up, and which we did today. And yeah, so it was a great win, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, you're a real roller coaster team, aren't you? I mean, all the highs of Norwich and Swansea, and now this against Sheffield United, who are third in the table.
Yeah, I mean, that's just football. It's just up and down, really. There's some games where, you know, it looks like everything is good, and then that's football. It's very quick to humble you. You know, you could be on cloud 9, and then after 2 days or next week, bang, you're at the bottom again. So you just got to try and stay balanced. You know, not get too high, not get too low. Try and just maintain it, and I think we all know that, and that's what we're trying to do.
You saw it on the right, finished on the left as well. How good was it to have Joe Edwards back on the pitch? He's great when he's out there, isn't he? His influence is huge.
Yeah, his influence is massive. You know, he's a leader, club captain for years. You know, he's very respected by obviously the players in the dressing room, the staff, and the fans. You know, you seen how loud the cheer was when you come on. So yeah, it's good to have him on the pitch for that extra motivation. And then yeah, you know, he comes in and puts his body on the line and gives it everything. And that, you look up to that, and you want to obviously match that, and that's what we do.
Did you feel a bit unfortunate to be behind at half-time, because they hadn't really had any chances before the one they scored, did they?
Yeah, I felt very, very unlucky to go 1-0 down. I was saying we've done well to keep them quiet and frustrate them. And then obviously that one bit of magic from their winger, which, you know, was fair enough. But we had to, you know, keep positive. And we knew, you know, all we need is one goal. It's not far. And we come out second half with that same belief, motivation, and I'm glad, you know, it went the way it went.
Can you only think about the game when you're playing it? Because, you know, in the back of the fans' minds is the fact, well, you know, if we lose this, it really is going to look very, very bleak. Can you only just look at what's happening out on the pitch, really, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can only take it game at a time. There's no point worrying about the future. We're not there yet. So, you know, just in the present, living in the moment, and trying to just deal with the issues that we have now, today, which is try and get a win and then leave the rest, you know, for tomorrow to decide, kind of thing. So yeah, a lot of focus was on just do our job, put in a performance, get the 3 points, and the rest of it will kind of obviously worry about itself, and we can look to the next game now.
2 goals in the last 9 minutes, completely turned it around, didn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, like I said, playing here, we're always dangerous. We never give up, and that's Argyle. We keep going until the end, even when it looks like we've got no chance. And yeah, obviously, it showed it out there once again, where we've managed to keep going and nicked obviously 2 goals to get us the win.
I mean, 10 or 15 years ago, when they didn't necessarily have the big screens and that sort of thing, players really weren't aware of the time in the game. Do you look at the big screen? I mean, do you know you're in the 90th minute or whatever? Or
yeah, me sometimes I'll have a glance. I'll just see how long it's going, especially for winning, and I'm blowing. I'm like, oh, let me see how long. Yeah, but yeah, no, maybe when the ball's out for a throw in, you have a little glance. Or especially if we've got a corner down this side, the screen's right there, so you have a little look, kind of thing. And obviously you know what time you're at, and so yeah, you do take a look, but most importantly, you're just really in the zone, really, and trying everything you can to get goals or keep the lead.
Fantastic celebrations at the end, and you can see what it means to the Green Army, can't you?
Oh yeah. I think everything was like slow motion for me. I was just looking at everyone, the fans. I was too tired to run to the other side, so I think I ran to the bench, and the emotions, you could tell it just meant a lot to everyone, and it was massive. So yeah, you don't really see me run to the staff a lot, so you can tell that was a lot. It meant a lot, and yeah, so I'm glad that we got the 3.
And when we talked a little bit about that roller coaster, you can't afford to be on it at Middlesbrough. You've got to stay up at that level now, haven't you, at Borough? Yeah,
that's the thing. Like the gaffer said, we've been at this point before. We were here literally a few days ago where we got the win against Norwich, and we were like, okay, cool. And we went on to Swansea, and obviously it was disappointing. So we've been here before. This time, you know, let's do it differently. Let's go into it and take that opportunity that's right in front of us and try and come back with 3.
Brilliant. Well played, Barley. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done on the win, Barley. during your time at the club, whenever Argyle play against a team who are a promotion contender or top of the table or will never beat them, it's amazing how often you do. I'm thinking of like Leicester City and games like that. Can you put your finger on why that is? The place seems to come alive when you play games that maybe you're not expected to win.
For me, I'm obviously very motivated, especially when people are saying, you've got no chance, or, this is going to be a tough game. When people are writing you off, you got to stand up, you got to stand tall and improve yourself, improve a point. Even if you do get beat, but, go down fighting. That's how I know to do things. And these, obviously, big games where everything's against us, I think we're just very motivated to prove a point and to try and get a win, especially when it's played out at home park. We know we've got an advantage, and a lot of teams will probably kind of like misjudge it, not understand it. Obviously, they just think, they're bottom of the league. This should be a walk in the park, but we'll turn up and we'll make sure you're in for a game.
I was at Swansea. I saw the performance. It was really poor, in my opinion. How on earth did you come back from that? Well, you must have felt so down after that.
Yeah.
In 60 hours to produce a performance like that? How on earth did you turn that around?
Yeah, I think it was just because obviously the games are coming quick, back to back. After 3 days, got another game kind of thing. After Swansea, it was. So it was one of them where what's done is done. The damage is done. There's no point dwelling and saying, this is that, and complaining and feel sorry for yourself. Roll your sleeves up and, you got a game in 3 days again. And that's what we said, and, go again, really. Like I said, it's done now. You can't bring back time or change things. Just look into the future and put things right, and which we did.
The next big game is against Middlesbrough, who have got Finn Azaz and Morgan Whittaker there, two very familiar, very successful players for this club.
Yeah.
I know it's 6 days away, but how are you feeling about particularly coming up against those two?
Yeah, I'm excited, looking forward to it. We all know both of their qualities, great players. It'll be a very interesting game. I know we've played Finn before, but obviously this time playing against Morgan. I'm sure he'll be very motivated. We just got to obviously go there and focus on us, really. And obviously, like I said, we've been in this position before. This time, try and make it right and come back with something.
Just one last one from me, Barley, if you don't mind. Ryan Hardy, we've spoken a lot about him, but I think he's got 10 goals in 11 games now, something like that. He's on an amazing run of form. He was struggling with that back injury. You could see that for a while as well. What does he mean to this team? He is such a reliable, consistent goal scorer for you. What does it mean to have him in the team?
No, it's very good. You know that all he needs is, half a decent chance in front of him, and a lot of the times 9 out of 10 he's hitting the back of the net. Obviously he's a runner. He works hard for the team. He doesn't stop running. So he's very not comfortable knowing that we've got him up front. And obviously the form that he's on now is a very good time to be on form, because we need it and we need him. And obviously he proved it once again there, getting that equaliser, which lifted the team up to get the second.
Well played today. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you very much.
Barley, Chris Wilder was in here earlier and sang your praises about your role in the goal. I mean, you had quite a bit to do. You kept the ball in, and then that cross was superb. I mean, what was your memory of that bit of play that you did there? Yeah,
so my touch was quite bad, to be fair, to start off with. And then as I've tried to touch it, I'm thinking it's going out. And then I looked and I see he's obviously pressing me, and he's running quite quick because he thinks I've got nowhere to go. So all I knew is if I can just trick him a little bit, I'll beat him. And exactly that's what it was. He dived in, and I sort of lifted the ball a little bit past him. And it was all in my mind. I knew exactly what I was going to do, and obviously it worked out well. And then for the cross, I was going to dribble, but I thought, no. Obviously the gaffer always tells us, cross the ball. So I went to dribble, and I stopped, and then obviously put the ball in. And it was just hit the space, really. They were obviously tracking back. As a defender, myself, if you're running back towards your goal and the ball's coming in, it's tough. It could be an own goal, it could be a deflection somewhere. So I just knew, just put it into the space with power. And luckily, obviously, the defender couldn't get there. And then TJ obviously showed great composure. Because in that moment, it's tough. You've got one chance. The ball, is high up. So for him to have that composure and find that finish, Obviously, all credit to him as well, which was fair play. And yeah, obviously, I was buzzing with that.
I was going to say it was a really good finish because it's sort of been hooked up in the air, and he's had a little bit of time for it to come down. He's hit it first time, but they can go wrong, can't they?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Them ones are difficult. So when it did go up, that's why I said, you know what, fair play to EJ, because in them moments there, you rush it or you hit it wrong, but he had that composure to wait for it and take his time and find that corner. So fair play.
Just as just interesting from the players' perspective. Obviously, you've been bottom of the league for a little while now, but you've really showed your fighting spirit really to try and get out of this. No one's really had any doubts really that you can achieve what the manager said is almost the impossible really, but you're still in there fighting, aren't you? Yeah,
I mean, you can't give up. If you give up, then what's the point? We're still in a good position, I'd say. You know, we've got four finals. Give it everything. You know, just don't give up, because you never know. Like today, many people would have thought, yeah, we're gonna get beat, but you know, we didn't give up and we showed great character, and that's what happens when you put your trust, you know, in God and you know, and we do get that result.
And you'll know as a player, just going into these last few games, anything can happen. There's always twists, isn't there, every season in every division. You just never know what can happen, so you've just got to concentrate on your...
Yeah, like I said, just focus on your game, one at a time. Today, just do your job for the team, most importantly, and then everybody else will do their job, hopefully, and as a collective, as a whole, you know, we can produce something, and like we did there. So yeah.
And you're keeping close tabs on other results. I guess you are. All the players are looking at.
Yeah. To be fair, everyone does it. You can't really hide from it. So after the games, you know, you check your phone and hoping other teams done you favours, or you know, other teams, you know, lost and won. So, but yeah, you do take a look at it, but that's just normal, really. So.
Miran, many congratulations. 3 great points this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, it feels like this because I think actually we also played a good first half, because everybody's speaking about the second half. We actually played also a good first half. Very structured, very organized, kept Sheffield United away from our goal. Having this adaptation to switch between our usual 5-2-3 into a quickly 4-4-2, pushing Bali one higher, everything worked out. And then you are 1-0 down in minute 43 due to an individual action. Top corner, finish. So very difficult and very hard to defend. So the message in the halftime was just that we can't do this because we're actually in the game. And I think we showed just the desire second half, that belief that we can actually turn this, because that was a topic also in the halftime, that we have to believe that we can turn this, knowing that Sheffield is a top team, and they will also try to score the second one. But if we can manage to score the equalizer, they will get nervous also, because that's also a must-win for them. So I'm very, happy, delighted, but also very, very proud.
You brought on Joe Edwards at half-time, and I mean, he was here, there and everywhere. You could see why Argyle have missed him so much.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. But I said also before the game, it's important to start strong, but it will be very, very important to finish strong. And that's why I chose the situation and the setup with Joe's second half, because I knew if we are struggling, if we have to do something extraordinary, like today, to change a 1-0 against Sheffield United into a victory, Joe can help us over there. And if he's already on the pitch, maybe this moment will maybe fade or disappear, because actually Joe's first action was, without touching the ball, lifting the crowd, and that gave us the energy and the boost we needed.
Yeah, he did, and he was involved in as well with the equaliser for Ryan Hardy. And I mean, I think that's 18-9 now for Ryan. It's a terrific run he's on.
Yeah, that's just the experience also, and the sense and the smell of feeling dangerous moment of Joe first, because I think Joe is on the last one on the ball before Hardy is just there where a proper number 9 should be.
And Mohamed took his goal really well as well.
I think I went all in with Tijani the last 30 minutes, because we wanted to win the game. It's not about losing this game 2-0. We had to take the risk, and I think he helped us immediately, being physical. He flicked 4, 5, 6 headers, so that means you can progress, you can stay high up on the pitch, you can create danger moments, or having some set pieces, and that was according to the plan, I think. And then he rewarded also himself with a brilliant goal, very similar against like Cardiff.
And there seemed to be an incident down by the tunnel right at the end of the game or just after the game. Are you aware of what happened there?
I think nothing serious. A lot of emotions, but I think nobody crossed the line. I also had a good conversation with Chris Wilder and also with the referees. I think everything under control. The usual emotions for good and for bad, but nothing to mention.
And you predicted the win straight after the Swansea match, didn't you?
Yeah, I predicted the unpredictability of Argyle. It drives me crazy. Costs me a lot of quality moments when I'm sleeping, but I love it.
Well, it does give you something to build on. You can't afford to be on that roller coaster when you go to Middlesbrough.
No, absolutely not. And that was also the message. Come on, lads. We've been there already. We had those kind of moments several times this season in our locker room when we had big wins and big performances. And the next one But I remind them also that West Brom, Liverpool and Millwall, we show that we can follow up and we can win games back to back. And why not?
Well played, Merrin.
Thank you.
Hello, Merrin. Congratulations on the win. You went into the game without Nikola Katic. You played Victor Paulsen. Do you want to say a few words about his performance? I thought he had a really strong game.
Yeah, but like also the last couple of weeks, every time we need Victor, he's there to support. And there was no doubt when I realized that Nikola will be out for 1, 2, 3 weeks, that Victor is exactly the one. And I think every time we play in the back three, it fits more to him central. He's not very comfortable. He can do the job on the left, he can do the job on the right, but that's his position, central. Very similar also to Nikola. So he did it, I think, very, very good.
Joe Edwards definitely made a difference. As you say, raising his arms and getting the crowd going before the second half. That's the type of person he is, the character he is, what Argyle means to him. He's got to have a big part to play, hasn't he, in the remaining games now?
Absolutely, and we have still everything to play, and now it's also the moment for Joe. He struggled a lot because on the position we had Matty, and he did his job also excellent, to be fair. And I struggled yesterday in terms of game plan, to be fair, because the game plan was for me clear. And also the adaptation from our 5-2-3 and then 4-4-2 with Bali, that was clear. But I just struggled yesterday to start him or to finish with him, because I knew if I start him, I can't finish with him. He won't make it 75, 80 minutes. And the last 10, 50, 20, 25 minutes could be crucial for me. So I'm actually happy with my decision, or with our decision. And Joe did it today, like a skipper, brilliant.
Because I think a lot of fans were hoping that Joe would be in the starting lineup today, and were disappointed, I think, when they saw the team. Can you understand that? Because Joe's such a popular player.
Yeah, of course. I think Joe himself was very, very frustrated. But my job is not to keep them happy. My job is to win football games and to prepare plans for this. And I think our plan and stuff today was, especially for Joe, was the right one. So it's hard to imagine for me starting the next game without Joe.
That sounds good to me. And probably for Joe
Don't tell it to Joe.
And Joe would be happy with that as well. Bali Mumba had a really strong second half, didn't he, on that left wing back role? The cross for the winning goal. He gave you some real good energy and drive down that left side, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. I think he did also first half, and then this quickly adaptation. That's the big plus on Bali, the versatility. So you can use him on the right side, we can use him as a right wing back, right winger in a 4-4-2, but we just swapped this because of Joe on the other side, and he can just do the same and even a little bit better because he feels comfortable to drive in, to chop in. And I think Bali today was key for us to turn the game.
When Ryan got the equaliser, Home Park exploded into noise. Did you feel then that was a game that you could go on and win? It felt like it from where I was at.
100%. That was my first reaction. Our first reaction, we can do this. Let's do this. Let's take advantage. Because, believe me, with the equaliser of Hardy, there is pressure on Sheffield. Because the game is the turn for them completely. They have to risk more. And I knew we will have at least one opportunity. And if we can grab this moment, it can be big. And it was exactly like this.
Yeah, I mean, amazing scenes at the end. What was that like being out on the pitch at the end? I saw you sort of going around, sort of celebrating with the fans. Can you describe your emotions after a win like that? Because at half time it's looking gloomy, and then 45 minutes later, what a turnaround.
I was very happy, maybe also very emotional, maybe also too emotional, I don't know, because I just felt this relief also from our shoulders that we can actually change this kind of result against Sheffield United. This should give us the belief that we can also achieve the almost impossible. I told you guys that I always believed, so why not?
So we were sat here this time last week after the Norwich win, and everyone was smiling and thinking, right, we can stay up. And then we went to Swansea, and we all know what happened there. So how do you avoid a repeat of that when you go to Middlesbrough on Friday?
That was also a message also after the game inside the locker room, because we've been there already. We had those kind of moments, and don't be unpredictable again. But I think it will help us. We have still a couple of days to build it up. I think Joe can be massive for us. He has now, with this 45 minutes, also the fitness able to start the next game. Adam was excellent. We have the option now more with Mohamed Tijani. We have the flexibility with Bali. We showed also against today, even without Nicola, even without Maxime, even without Meti. So we lost today 3 starting 11 defenders. That we can actually keep our structure and defend pretty well. So that makes me confident.
Just one more, if you don't mind. TJ, we've seen against Cardiff and today, when the ball drops to him in the box, he's a good finisher. You know, how do you? Well, one, what did you think of his performance when he came on, and how much of a part can he be in the final few games?
I think he did his job excellent, because that was the first of all to get him physical, so we can progress, to get high up on the pitch, and then after throw in, after a corner, after a cross, he is very dangerous, because it's hard to defend when you're 6.7, 6.8, when you're a bear of a player almost. And the ball drops exactly to him like against Cardiff, and he can finish inside the box. He did his job today, fantastic, and it was very much needed also. Thank you.
Just one, Miron, you mentioned there, it gives us belief to achieve the almost impossible. You've never doubted this, have you? You've never shown. What's Argyle's chances now? Everyone thinks it was impossible, but this gives you a real chance, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course, especially because so many people are writing us out and down and don't give us any hope, but it's always up to us. So actually, I wish every single opponent today all the best. They should take whatever they deserve. It's always up to us, and if we can continue to perform like today, we actually also have a chance. And I'm completely aware about the rest program. Some heavyweights are coming, but okay, why not? It seems like against the heavyweight teams, we are strong.